How's it going, guys? Ghost Caliber here, and today we're going to be talking about a game which in my opinion is one of the best games I've ever played. It is called Enter the Gungeon. It is available on almost all platforms except for mobile. I think it's available on Switch. I'm not 100% on that, but I played it on PC. I played on it. I know it's on Xbox and PlayStation. So honestly, I highly recommend you get this game. I don't think it's expensive. I think it's like $8 or so. But anyway, Enter the Gungeon is a game that divides great gameplay with like the sense of exploration. Now the game isn't long, but it's really difficult, and it's permadeath, which if you don't know what a permadeath game is, pretty much how the style of old arcade games are, where you get to a certain part and if you die you have to start from the beginning, which adds to this game's difficulty. Now, with this game, I played a lot of it, and I've had this game for a while, and I play on PC, but this game, I still haven't found a lot. I found out like a lot about the game recently, but the game is insanely good, and the reason why I want to talk about it is because I don't hear it getting a lot of traction, you know? I don't hear it getting the respect that this game deserves. This game deserves a lot of respect, especially since like its difficulty gets up there with like Dark Souls. You get me? But this game is like really a risk reward type thing. So we're gonna divide this into two parts. We're gonna divide this into the map features and like game things, like, you know, the enemy types and stuff, and then we're gonna divide it into like how the game feels, right? Like how each weapon plays, this, that. So let's talk about how the map feels and how the game feels. So pretty much the Gungeon is pretty much this dungeon that you go through. There are 5 chambers that you go through, which I haven't beaten the game yet. It's too difficult for me, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm still having fun. Now with this, there are shops, different shops. As you get lower, there's more like mini bosses. Like there's different mini bosses. There's different mini games that you can come across, which in my opinion, my favorite one is where you meet the Gunsling King and have to do a challenge for him. But there's a sense of exploration because it's not the same time each run. Every time you do a reset, everything's different. You'll get different weapons, you'll fight a different assortment of enemies, the layout will be different, and it's completely randomly generated, and it's super fun like that. Because you can play this game 100 times and have 100 different experiences with the game. And there are a bunch of references to other things like Naruto, Doom, Warhammer 40k, Payday. Like there's tons of references to things, and it's fun. It adds to the charm of the game. And there's some of these weapons that really are just stupid in a fun way. Like there's this one gun where it's a shotgun shell that shoots a spread of shotguns. Like I find that to be very fun. And with this game, it's the fact that it is so simplistic in design and in how the game plays, because you have 3 features that help with your survivability. Dodge roll, which makes you invulnerable for a couple of seconds, not a couple, for like a second, but you know, it's self-explanatory. Like do a quick jump to the side, dodge bullets, this, that, and third. Then you have your blanks, which blanks pretty much every bullet that's not yours is gone from the screen, which is very good for boss battles. Now there's also these abilities. You have passive abilities, and then you have quick active abilities. I'm not sure if that's what they're actually called, but you know, there's abilities that you have to activate. You start out with one, which I play as the Marine, which his is a single use ability where it gives you ammo. Does a supply drop for ammo. Very useful. But each character has their own different abilities. Like I play as the Marine, and the Marine starts out with extra armor, he has more accuracy, and he has faster reload speeds, and with the ammo. So It's pretty cool. Then you have another one, which is the pilot, which I don't know everything about him, but I know that he has one ability that pretty much lets him try to pick locks for the chests, but it really doesn't work that much. It's mid. But there's two others you start out with, the hunter and the convict. I don't really play those that much. I know they start out with different weapons. Like with the pilot and the marine, you both start out with the infinite ammo pistol. The convict and the hunter also have infinite ammo pistols, but they also have, the convict has a shotgun that has ammo, and the hunter has a crossbow that also has ammo. Now, a lot of people play as the hunter. I don't really see the appeal, but you know, I'll start playing as her, see if maybe something changes or whatever. But yeah, the game's fun, exciting. It gets really tense in certain parts, and that just all adds to the charm of the game. And one thing I really like is how the game is difficult, but it never feels unfair. It's super difficult at certain parts, but when you die, at least for me, I don't feel like it was unfair. There are certain games where it's like I die and I'm like, dog, what the hell just happened? There was no way of me winning that fight. Like Valorant. Trash. Game's garbage. We're not going to talk about that here, though. But yeah, there's certain parts where like it feels like it's unfair. Like even some parts in Hotline Miami 2, which I love Hotline Miami games, like some of my favorite games, but some parts of Hotline Miami 2 feel unfair. Where it's like they'll shoot me when I don't even see them. Thing here is everything happens and you can read the attacks. The spider shoots out webs that are also bullets, but in a web pattern, so you can dodge them, predict the movement and whatnot. You can predict when these shots are going to happen because they all have charge up for their attack, so you can see them, dodge out the way, or use a blank. Everything is fair, and if you die, it's honestly on you. It's super fun, super high octane, fast paced. It's really fun. So now let's get into my favorite part of the game, and in my opinion the best part of the game, the guns. So the gunplay of the game is actually its bread and butter. It's the part that really differentiates this game, and it's done something that I didn't think could be replicated, but it does it really well. With a shooter like this, it's hard not to make all the games feel, not all the games, all the guns feel the same. Hotline Miami fell victim to this, where no matter if you had a pistol or a shotgun, it both kind of felt the same, separate from the sounds that they made. Didn't really feel the impact, but in Enter the Gungeon, they actually do make you feel impact with every shot. And hell, each gun has its own gimmick that is actually cool, which means getting different weapons serves different purposes. Like the gun I have here, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Homogeny or something. It's the one that shoots leaves in this honeycomb thing that I used in the gameplay. The honeycombs explode, which I find that to be cool. They have one where it's actually a Warhammer reference called the Jolter. Get it? Jolter. Bolter. Get it? But just like how the Bolter works in Warhammer, where it shoots these super huge bullets, it also is like that in Enter the Gungeon. And there's a bunch of guns like that that have these different gimmicks and stuff, which makes the game super original and makes every playthrough fun. You actually have this part in the Ammonomicon, which gives you this long list of guns and enemy types. And some of the guns that you can get, your enemies use. For example, there is a boss on the first chamber, which is divided into 5 chambers. The Gungeon is divided in 5 chambers. You can actually get the Trigger Twins, which is one of the ending bosses at the first chamber. You can get one of their weapons, where there's the Smiley's pistol, and you can get, I forgot the other guy's name. You can get his pistol too. Shades. You can get Smiley's pistol and Shades' pistol. Both are extremely good revolvers, but don't really have a gimmick to them. But you know, they're really good guns anyway. They're kind of just like upgrades. But yeah, the game does this really well, which it gets you excited to get a new gun because each gun serves a different purpose, and to a certain extent, a different kind of playstyle. You could go with the cannon, which shoots big cannonballs at your enemies and explodes after bouncing around for a minute. Or you could go with the borderline aimbot that is the Beehive. Now, there is something in this game where you can have your passive abilities and certain weapons work together and unlock different functions. And two weapons can work together to do something well. I forgot what it was that I had. I think I had a submachine gun in the machine pistol, and it actually activated dual wield. And I had the laser sight and a rocket launcher called the Stinger, and the Stinger and the red dot actually made it so when I aimed at somebody, even if I wasn't aiming at them again and I shot, my rocket would be guided to that target, which I think it's fun that you unlock different things by having different abilities in certain weapons. Now, this game really makes it feel like you're adventuring through a dungeon and getting different things and fighting different enemies, and that's one thing I really like about the game and how it makes you feel like a real adventurer. And the guns that it gives you, they never lack. Even your sidearm, I think that scales up when you go to different chambers, because when I went to some guns, when I went from first chamber to second or second to third, those guns started to fall off. I'm not sure if it was just me, but the only gun that seemed to stay consistent was my sidearm. Which also, with it having infinite ammo, also helps with the fact that it works no matter what chamber you're on. Don't recommend it for boss fights though. It's not impossible to kill a boss with your sidearm. I just don't recommend it. But yeah, I might do a full review of the game. Right here is just kind of talking about it for a little bit, you know, and pretty much it. If you guys want to know anything more about the game, let me know. Also, later today there's going to be another video, or I'm going to be working on this video, doing a little bit of a lore for Garden Warfare 2 for Plants vs. Zombies, because before I talk about my theory, we got to get the lore going. And I don't see that many lore videos out, so I'm going to start them up. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, share the video out. That's the best thing you can do for the channel. And be on the lookout for that lore video. I will be doing more. If there's anything you guys want to know about Plants vs. Zombies, I'm your guy. Say it in the comments section or whatever. I am going to be posting that video to the Plants vs. Zombies subreddit. So, if you want to say anything to me there, cool, go ahead. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.